A pot promise from Paul Martin. The new Prime Minister says a new bill decriminalizing marijuana will be introduced in the new year. Martin says a committee will look at the amount of marijuana that would qualify. He says, however, that he disagrees with giving someone a criminal record for simple possession. Later, while taping CTV's A Conversation with the Prime Minister, Martin joked with Lloyd Robertson and Craig Oliver when asked if he'd ever personally smoked marijuana.
The answer is I never smoked, but I never smoked anything. But I will tell you that there was an earlier time, many years ago, when Sheila made brownies, and they must say they did have a strange taste.
You can watch that complete program, CTV's A Conversation with the Prime Minister, on December 28th at 7 p.m. or on New Year's Day at 3 p.m.
Still, Martin sat down before the TV cameras today. In a series of year-end interviews, the Prime Minister talked about everything from legalizing marijuana to the rebuilding of Iraq. And as Paul Hunter reports, Martin also took a shot at the NDP.
It's become a pre-Christmas tradition in Ottawa, the Prime Minister of the day and a long-form sit-down year-end interview with just about everyone. Of course, it's Paul Martin's first go at these. In office barely a week, he answered questions all day long to be shown in full on various networks soon. Often a way to simply restate positions, today Paul Martin went a bit further, at least on the matter of marijuana, promising to press ahead with legislation to decriminalize possessing small amounts of it.
I think that Canada should make its own decisions. I think the debate is really what quantities. I don't think a young person should have a criminal record for the rest of their lives because they get caught with a very, very tiny quantity. The more we play that,
there were 6 television interviews today. CBC was not among them. Its interview will be next week. And so the other questions. On the fate of Saddam Hussein, Martin wants a credible trial involving Iraqis, adding,
I personally do not believe in the death penalty. I simply think
on domestic politics, he suggested he wants to be in office for 10 years. That's at least 2 terms. And as far as opponents go, he spoke less of the new Conservative Party than he did the New Democrats.
The NDP have got a problem right now. There's very little substance to their arguments. They're engaging in a lot of photo ops. This is not the NDP, the great NDP of the past. This is really a NDP light, and I don't think the Canadians are going to buy it.
Martin also restated many of his priorities, finding money for health care, sorting out through debate the issue of same-sex marriage, and strengthening Canada-U.S. relations. A Christmas list of sorts. If nothing else, it'll make for a busy new year. Paul Hunter, CBC News, Ottawa.
Jack Layton of the NDP says we should legalize marijuana. There is a move afoot, or there was in the Chrétien government, to decriminalize possession of small amounts of marijuana. Do you see any change in that in the government's position?
No, I think we're going to go ahead with the principle of decriminalization, though not with legalization, and we'll also go ahead with enhanced penalties with regard to the cultivators and producers, and we'll also, of course, seek to enforce the law with respect to trafficking. So we really have here both a justice reform approach and a law enforcement approach, which I think sort of reflects the 2 hats of a Minister of Justice. And again, proceeding on the basis of principle and policy, as the marijuana legislation was introduced before, it will be more or less introduced again.
All right. Irwin Cotler, again, congratulations, and all the best for the holiday season. See you in the new year.
All the best to you. See you then.
Thank you.